All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Steve and Cedric talking to the band. I'm Steve.
Hey, I'm Cedric. How y'all doing out there?
Man, we got a special co-host with us today.
We got another one, man.
Gabrielle Torina.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, what's happening, Gabby?
Everything's happening right now. Everything.
Gabby, we're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
Very
So much.
honored.
Your
Very
guest
honored.
co-host with us today. But before we get into our conversation, I want everybody right now, if you're listening in live, we want you to call, tag, text somebody, and let them know that Steve and Cedric talking to the band is on live right now. Call, tag, and text somebody and let them know that we're on. If you've missed any of our previous episodes, tune into our YouTube channel. Subscribe and like those videos and hit the alert button down below so you can get a notification when we upload new content. Cedric, where else can they find us at, bro?
Oh, man, you can check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Steve and Cedric talking to the number 2 band. That's Steve and Cedric talking to the number 2 band. Check us out, Instagram and Twitter, y'all.
Man, I wanted to have this conversation today, Cedric, with Miss Gabrielle Torina.
So proud.
Who is running for Alderwoman of the 5th Ward here in Rockford, Illinois.
Yep.
Right.
And I would, you know what made me want to have this conversation was I had an opportunity to tune into the town hall meeting that we had here in Rockford. And I was so impressed with you, Gabrielle, and your insight and knowledge on what needs to be done. But more importantly, I saw in you the fight, the spirit to go in there and fight to get things done for that ward. Talk to us a little bit about your vision and your plans for the 5th Ward.
Sure, thank you. First, I think I want to tell you why I'm running, because I feel like the South Side deserves the best leadership. And I think that we've had an excellent alderman currently in place for the last 12 years. We thank Vanita Hervey for her service. And now we have to continue where she left off. And we need to do that with excellence. And I'll tell you, I'm the only candidate in this race that has done this type of work before. So I worked for Congress. It was my job to work with constituents daily, to help them work through issues, navigate through big government. And I'm going to be ready to go to work immediately. So my campaign slogan has been Southside no longer left behind. So people are like, what does that mean exactly? It's not just to be catchy. It's really, I came up with that because I feel as though the Southside has been neglected and not enough investment has been made into our community. And, we've gotten some things. We have a beautiful fire station. We have a clinic. We have this amazing hotel, but to get to all of those new developments, you have to pass through old blighted buildings.
Oh man,
and,
wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like, we have to do something about those structures. And there's some historical things that people have to understand, because you don't just start building, because banks just don't loan money that way. But now that we have this $100 million facility in our ward, it's time. We can justify the need to build more around it. So I want to see a lot. I want to see an economic epicenter, just like 173. I was having breakfast with a friend and we were in Edgebrook, and I just sat there. I looked around. I'm like, these people have everything. They have a hardware store, a grocery store, a restaurant, a bar, a bank, doctor's office, dental. I'm thinking to myself, this is small, and it doesn't have to be huge for that to make an impact in the community.
Yes.
So I'm looking at 11th Street. You have 11th Street, Dunkin' Donuts, a bank, a cleaners, a laundromat, all these different services, and it's low key surrounded by poverty.
Yeah.
So don't tell me that it can't happen on the South Side.
Yeah.
And the people of my community, they've told me, I want to see retail. I want to go to a coffee shop. I want to be able to go to the gym in my area, because right now what's happening is we're going to other communities to get those services.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So why can't we have it on the South Side? So that's going to be a part of my vision, is to be a very strong advocate for economic development. It's time, right? People told me they want somebody that's present, right? I'm youthful, right? I have energy. I'm going to be on your doorstep. And I have told people to their face, and I'll say it now, like, you're not just going to see me when I'm coming around begging for you for a vote, right? I should mean more to you than that. And so people, they want presence. Come to my events, support me, support our business. Let us know that you really are taking a genuine interest in who we are and the value that we add to this community. So you're going to see that from me. I want to see communication. That's my background. I have a master's degree or 2 degrees in communication. So I obviously going to use that. And that's what people want. They want, for one, to be heard, seen, valued.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing, right? These people,
That's right.
I represent working families, right? These people, they're not fancy. They just like, Gabrielle, if I ask you for something, can you just respond to me? Man, that would make me want to believe in you.
Thank you.
So
yes.
I want to be that for this community, just responsive, present. You know, I think a part of my plan is, well, in ward meetings, people want to have meetings like, please continue to have these meetings. We want to meet with our leadership. We want you to bring in speakers and give us resources and information. So I'm certainly going to be offering that. Another thing is I call it targeted community outreach, right? So what I mean by that is we know what the issues are, but let's put funding and let's create programming that targets the issue. So for example, crime is a big thing, right? We're seeing an increase in gun violence. And why is that? Because people ain't got jobs. Yeah. So if people need jobs, then let's get them prepared for jobs. And my thing is that we think, oh, it's just so easy. They can just go get a job. No, they can't. People are not ready for jobs. People don't have social skills to present themselves properly in an interview. You're seeing people don't know how to dress. They don't know how to present themselves. They don't know how to speak. And there's a lot of people in this community, a lot of leaders that want to help and give of their time and be able to sit down with somebody and say, here's how you present yourself in an interview. Here's how people believe in you. Here's how you build trust. Those kind of things. So I got a lot of vision. I mean, I have big vision, and I do not have the mindset that we can't achieve what we want. I always say the way we've always been is not the way we have to be. Right. And so like I'm ready to hit the ground running. I'm excited. Just like Steve said, that energy, like I'm excited about it because I think that you can become jaded. You know, it's just kind of the nature of our city, right? You can become jaded because things aren't moving quick enough, or they're not moving. They haven't moved the way we want it. And I feel like I appreciate the wisdom and the leadership that we've had that's gotten us to this point. God bless our elders that have gotten us to this point. But it is time for the next generation of leadership. It is. It's time for us to be in these roles and running and making changes and being unafraid to do so.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
I am.
Wow.
Well, I tell you, you know, I live in a different ward. I live in the 7th ward, and I'm hoping we have someone with the energy that you have, you know, that's running. I've been living here for 20 some odd years, and not, you know, haven't seen any change. So I'm hoping that we get someone like you in our ward.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, you've got 3 Black women. And let me just say this. People don't realize there are currently 12 Black women running for elected positions in Rockford.
That is so great, man. That is so cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that's
shout out to Rockford. Yeah.
That's Black history. We think Black history right now.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, and we're not talking about average sisters. These are really talented, gifted women. So I'm very honored to even just be named in the same group as them, because any one of them could win and be impactful. So I'm just excited about all of their runs and their campaigns, and I'm hoping for the best for all. We can't all win. We got some Black women that are actually going up against each other. You mentioned the 7th ward. You actually have 3 Black women running in your ward. So you will get a sister as a leader, and it's just, you have some amazing people that are running. You have Joy Irving, Lisa Jackson, and Janessa Wilkins.
Wow.
Shout out to those women. They're all outstanding in their own right.
Great.
It's awesome. Just awesome. Awesome. Well, you know, our show is called Talking to the Band. I had an opportunity to check out your promo and your advertising for you running. Who wrote the song? Who produced the song? Tell us a little bit about where that came from.
Thank you for asking me. Thank you for asking me about that, because I really haven't talked about it or told anybody the story. So I'm excited to share with you guys. So I had this idea that, you know what, let me do something kind of fresh, something kind of different. And it really suits my personality. I kind of like I like to push it a little bit. I want something fresh and interesting, because here's the thing. People don't care about politics, and they don't get into civic engagement because it is not interesting. It's not fun, and they don't see themselves in it. So that was really my intention, really, with my campaign, was let me just do something that's kind of fresh. So I had this idea. I'm like, I need to have a campaign song. And I know the Lord gave me her name because I couldn't think of anybody else. And it was Stacey Brown.
Wow. Yep. We know Stacey. Yep.
I did not know this girl wrote professional jingles. I literally had no idea.
Oh, wow.
I knew she was a singer. You know, we grew up together. I knew she was a singer. And so vocally, I knew she was going to kill it, but I did not know of all her capability. So I sent her a text. I'm like, Stacey, I really have this idea for this campaign song. And do you think that's something you would do? And she was like, we need to talk. So she called me, and we just talked it through. I gave her my campaign slogan. I kind of talked about my vision. And I was like, I really just want people to feel hope and belief that things can really happen in this city. And what I did was I gave her some snippets of some prophetic words that I've received at my church. And so I said, take all my ideas, take some of my words that I've gotten straight from the Lord. And I said, and see what you come up with. And literally in a week, she hit me with that. And I was like, this is fine.
Wow.
And so she sent me the raw vocal.
Yeah.
She said, just know that it'll sound better when it gets mixed. Now, I don't know anything about writing songs, y'all. I don't know nothing about mixing and producing, and I don't know any of this stuff. This is her craft. And she said, you have to have it mixed. And I said, well, who do we get to mix it? She said, well, I want to use Craig Bauer. And I said, who's Craig Bauer? So she hits me with a link. And I said, oh, this is Craig Bauer. So Craig Bauer is who mixed Kanye's Late Registration.
Nice.
And Kanye's Graduation, and has worked with Ed Sheeran, Rihanna, Beyonce, the list goes on. And I'm like,
nice.
So she sends me this, and I say, I ain't got no Craig Bauer money. This is a little local campaign. And she was just like, listen, she was like, I think he's gonna take the job. She was like, just let me present it to him and see what happens. And Craig, he said yes. And so Craig Bauer actually mixed my track, which,
how great is that? Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
People with Grammys touched my little song.
Nice.
Yeah, so
I like it too. It's hot. It's definitely hot.
And I mean, honestly, it's not to be arrogant, but I mean, it's really just getting such good feedback. People are like, this song is a bop. This song is this is a low-key a single, and people are like, I can't get it out my head. I'm jamming to it. Me and my mom have been stepping to it. But it's such a feel-good song, and it really encompasses everything about me. And she really hit the nail on the head. And it said a lot about the talent, the musical talent that's right in our community.
I've been saying that forever. Yeah. Yeah.
I went right to Rockford. So I tell people, listen, this is a gift. And I told her, like, this is really a gift for you. And so I'm hoping that just from, using it for my campaign, that she is able to get some other work on, and people like really know that's really a gift for her.
That's beautiful.
Oh, also, I wanted to mention the producer on my track is a gentleman named Lauren McGee. So I would be remiss if I didn't.
Beautiful. Shout out. Yeah. Wow.
Beat. He wrote the beat, and then Stacey got on it, she did some production, she did the songwriting, the vocal arrangement, and killed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It definitely sticks in your head. I mean,
thank you.
You're around all day once you hear it.
Mm-hmm. So, you did a good job.
Gabby, we are so happy to have you on. Gabrielle.
And so proud of you. Yep.
Very proud of you.
I appreciate that.
And
that's what it's about. I want to make my community proud.
Absolutely. And I hope everybody get out and vote. And go vote Torina.
Yep.
You're hearing it from Stephen Selly talking to the band. Vote Torina.
The number one candidate in the fifth.
There it is.
Absolutely.
Just really quickly, you can vote now. So don't wait until February 23rd. February 23rd is election day. However, you can vote now. You can vote today. As a matter of fact, it actually may be closed now, but it'll be open next Saturday. But Monday through Friday at 301 South 6th Street. Go get it done. We've been having crazy weather. I don't want people to not be
Man,
able to do
yeah.
a poll on the 23rd. Get your vote in now. If you supporting me, please go get the vote in. Get it done. It takes 5 minutes.
Right,
So go vote and definitely vote, Torina.
Absolutely,
Great.
absolutely, man. Well, y'all heard it.
Y'all
You know
heard
why
it.
we have her on. Now you see why she's our co-host today.
Yeah.
She is bright, brilliant, and beautiful. So we're so honored.
God
to
is
have
exalted.
you. Absolutely, we're so happy and honored to have you. We got a great show today.
We do.
Ooh.
Fantastic show.
Absolutely, Cedric. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, and I know you ready for the show too.
Yeah,
Gabby?
man. If you're a songwriter, if you're a poet, if you're a musician, I mean, this is for you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's for you.
I mean, this guy has been working behind the scenes, but we're bringing him out front today. He has worked with some of everybody in the business you could think
You
of.
name it. Yeah.
You know, just to name just a few: Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind and Fire,
My favorite. Yeah.
Bobby Brown,
Yeah.
Will Downing. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You won't want to miss this show. Make sure you share this video. And if you are a writer, a musician, get your notepad and your pen ready, because
It's gonna be some nuggets dropped, y'all. You can pick some nuggets
That's
up.
right.
Yeah.
That is right. So we're not going to belong to time any longer with our chit chat. Cedric,
Hey, no further ado.
let's bring them on
go.
right now. Tony Haynes, come on in, baby.
Hey.
Where you at? Where's he at? There he is.
Hey.
What's happening?
Platinum plaques.
Oh.
It's the plaques for me.
For real. How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing very well, my brothers and my sister.
Yes.
Good to see you, and I know it's good to be seen.
There you go.
Tony, tell us how you doing, man, and what's been happening with you. I know COVID's going on and everybody's sheltering in place and masked up, but what's been happening with you during this time?
It's a time of reflection and putting your priorities not back together, but reshuffling your deck. Because this is a time when the paradigm is shifted to where you watch a lot of movies about what's going to happen 100 years from now, 200 years from now. We're actually living in that time where the chip that goes to people, the part machine, part humanity, all the things that people imagine in scripts, this is when it all begins as we live through it. So it's really about staying healthy and staying aware and getting information, but mostly creating your best life of what you want to become during the time that you have left in this physical form of humanity. So that's what I've been doing, thinking about it, pondering it, writing about it.
Wonderful. Tony, we're getting a little bit, you're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if maybe you can readjust. Yeah, maybe that might be better. We just had a little bit of in and out with your connection. We'll see if it gets better. But that certainly, are you there still? Can you hear me good?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Certainly, everything you said, man, it means a lot, and we all should be doing some reflecting at this point. But I want to just get into a little bit of the conversation with you, man. What new projects have you been working on or were working on prior to COVID hitting? Were you working on anything at all?
Not necessarily musically by itself, but more so as an overall business. I've been writing musicals and television shows and movies. I've been basically writing scripts. So I've been assembling a team to create a business that creates television series, streaming series, and partners with other production companies. So I've been out basically in passing the hat and putting together the money that it takes to move everything to the next phase. And the strategic alliances and partners and making everything really tight so that when this paradigm shift happens, I'll be standing and moving forward with creativity. So I call myself an intellectual property, which means I make stuff up and copyright it.
Wow.
So that's my own little inside laugh. I chuckle at that.
Yes, yeah. We
You know,
still
because your creativity is like real estate.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Mm.
That's
Good,
really
good,
Wow.
good.
Wow.
I don't know if it's some platinum plaques behind you and the gold. Man, we get a little bit of in and out. I don't know, but maybe you can
Let me change. I will change walls.
Wow. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Let me go to the different
wow.
platinum plaque.
Tony, we're so impressed with your bio, and now
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Right there.
I mean, you got them all around the wall. All four walls seem to be covered.
Every wall, I'm out of wall space. And every wall.
That's crazy.
Man.
Wow.
Man,
it's like
oh
I
my
live in
goodness.
I live in a museum, a little museum.
Wow, hit records are the new wallpaper.
Wow.
Wow.
At Tony Haynes' house.
Tony, you know, your bio is just incredible. I want to just talk to you a little bit about those experiences of working with such legendary artists. For me, I want to start with the Isley Brothers. And during that time of working with them, and I know they have a lot of history, talk to us a little bit about, you know, co-writing and writing with them and producing and working with such legendary artists. What's that experience been like for you?
Well, first, I have to clarify, a lot of times I'm not there because, you know, I write the lyrics and somebody else will write the music and boom. But the Isley Brothers did a remake of a song I wrote with Robert Brookins called Come to Me. And Al McKay.
Yeah, like Earth, Wind, and Fire, Al McKay.
Uncle Al, he produced, you know, the Isley Brothers. And I met Ronald Isley later, you know, and he cut the song, and the rest was, it was on their Masterpiece album, which was the one and only record that they made on Warner Brothers. And I met Ronald Isley in the grocery store after later, you know, and hit him up and was like, I wrote a song for you, man. I wrote a song for you. La, da, 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 you know, kind of thing. And in that instance, and every time I would run to him, remember me, man? I wrote that song. You know?
Wow.
And there are cases with Mars White and other people.
Tony. Yeah. I don't mean to interrupt you, but you have such good information. I don't want anybody to miss it. Would you mind maybe just let's log you back out and call back in? Maybe we get a better connection, because what you're saying, I want everybody to be able to hear it and understand it. Yes. And they're not able to do that right now. You're something on with that connection. So if you dial back out, call back in, we'll admit you back in. It'll should be clear.
This is what I was alluding to earlier in our pre-conversation about, you know, without naming any corporations or anything. Okay. Yeah. But my best Zoom, my favorite Zoom is the Commodore Zoom. So I'll be back.
Come back in. Just call right back in. Come right back in. We waiting on you.
Okay.
And in the meantime, we're gonna finish talking to Gabrielle. Gabrielle, I know you got some more you can share with us.
Yeah.
We heard about your vision and some of the things you want to do for the 5th Ward. Talk to us a little bit about, just who you are in terms of your fight. I mean, because you got a big fight ahead of you to get some things done here in the city of Rockford. Give us a little bit of that, that strategy and how you plan on going after, getting at least some of the big things you want to see accomplished.
Mm-hmm. I'm just prepared to not take no for an answer. or I'm prepared to, when somebody tells me here's why we can't, here's 2 more reasons why we can.
Mm.
And here's 3 more examples in the city of when this already happened. And here's 3 other developments. Here's like, I'm tired of no. We're tired of no. And I know it's we, because I've been very intentional about, this is not just a campaign about Gabby. This is a campaign like you are, my work affects people's lives. Like, this is not a joke. This isn't a game, right? So I've been very intentional about making sure that it's not just my ideas, that I'm really implementing the voice of the people. And a lot of people say that they're the voice of the people, but like, I really have talked to people. I've talked to hundreds. I'm knocking down doors constantly. And I don't leave anybody's house without saying, what do you need from me? What are your needs in this area? What are your needs in this community? So I truly feel like the agenda that I'm bringing forth isn't just something that I made up in my mind. It's something that people, these are ideas that the community has shared with me. So like my whole approach is going to be, again, not taking no for an answer, but it's also going to be, I tell people all the time, this is not just me. Like, you have to help me.
Yes.
I'm one person.
Right.
Truly has to be a community mindset where we work together to try and
get it
fight
done
for the things that we need. This is our neighborhoods, our community, our ward. So let's work together to make sure that these things happen. And I just have, luckily be in the elected official spot to be able to be the advocate with the title, but ultimately it's about the voice of the people, power to the people.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Tony, you there? Can you hear us?
Joe, am I there? Am I here?
You're here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We still got that same problem, maybe. But let's see. Just move. Maybe we can move around the room a little bit, and we'll just keep.
Okay, I'll go to another spot.
That was
all right.
Now you can hear him.
Oh, you sounded good just a minute ago.
Yeah.
How about now?
A little bit better.
How was this?
Still got that.
But yeah.
We still got that in and out. We'll stay on for a while. We'll see if it clears up.
Yep.
Yeah, you were talking about, just how, you were writing, and a lot of times you don't get a chance to really be near the artist. You meet them maybe later. So when you're writing this, go ahead.
But there are those times when I'm with the artist. It's more on case by case or song by song basis when you go down the list.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
Now,
That's
you and
good.
Al, you did work with Al McKay, right? You guys were partners, is that right?
No, my boss, Al got me started. I was signed to Al as a writer in 1981. So he was my boss, my mentor. And I was in no way, shape, form a partner. I was a 21-year-old dude learning from master.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy, man. Wow. What do you look for?
And that was 40 years ago.
Wow. So are there keys to writing good songs?
That's funny. When you think about the keys on the piano, and the keys to the door of success, and the keys to wisdom, and the keys to goodness, how you open up. So everything is the key to writing good songs. The key itself is the command post.
Wow, beautiful.
So the answer would be yes.
Wow. In today's time, do you listen to music today? And if you do, what's some of the songs that you would say are well-written songs?
Well, you know what? In our day, when they played you something, they told you who the artist was. And, we play it. I hear things, and I generally like almost everything except for a lot of the things when they have the little thing on their voice.
Oh, yeah.
Sound like electronic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watched the Netflix movie on Travis Scott. And I watc
Mm.
changed my whole perspective. Like Travis Scott is like, oh, he's so good. So
Mhm.
I really like everything. I don't listen as much as I used to because I stay more in my own head and really focused on that. And the music, for what, the music becomes secondary once you start writing scripts, you start thinking visual. You don't think about music anymore until you finish, or unless it's driven by music, then you can put it together. But you have to separate the worlds so that you to the character. And every character
Mm.
might like a different artist. Because I'm now really in my own imagination becoming all these people that I'm writing. So, and like different music. Where Tony Haynes, like in my car right now, I got Marvin, I Want You.
Mm.
I used to write with Leon Ware, and that album is soothing. But character I've done, my country music. So I'm agnostic in the sense of I like what the character likes. So, and I personally might not like something, but the character dictates that it likes house music. So you start listening to house music and you become a house music person, at least for the length of that project, or you become a classical person. So I'm a really weird person. So I'm a little of everything, but Al Green, Marvin Gaye, Luther. If my kids right in the car, we knew when those artists came on, don't talk to Daddy right now. Daddy's gonna sing along with them, and he'll start crying, and he goes down. So it is what it is.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well,
Man, I hate to have you move again, but we got to hear this, man. You are really heavy, and I want people to really hear. It's just going in and out on us, and,
Yeah.
we're catching some of it, but some of it not, and I want to catch all of it.
Yeah.
I'm greedy. I want it all. We
Yeah,
want
me too.
everybody to
I'd
get
like to
all
give it
this
to you
good stuff.
all. So how about now?
Yeah, that's
How about now?
it's great.
Still a little bit.
You're
Yeah, I hear a little bit. Talk a little bit while you're
Okay.
moving.
How about? Okay, so now I'm in my little office. How about now?
Still getting.
Let
You're
the
still getting.
rain fall down on my shoulders. Let them
see
be
that Earth, Wind, and Fire out back there.
Yeah, I see that Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I'm at my desk now.
Okay. Are you using your cell phone? Is that what you're using?
Yeah.
That might be the problem. That might be what's causing this. You have
Interference there.
Well, it's kind of
interference
like
there, yeah.
right now I'm in Lancaster. Lancaster is very high wind place, so wind is blowing
Oh,
really
that's it.
badly.
Yeah, that's what we're
And
getting.
so, and the windows are closed, but maybe the wireless and the wires and everything, but it's very, very windy here.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can. That's probably what it is then. Yeah, that's probably exactly what it is. We'll try to get the best we can get out of it. I think probably where you were before might be a little bit better because now it's. What do you guys think? Instead of you thinking, I think it was probably better where he was
Yeah,
at before.
I agree with you. Right.
I'm up to the original spot and see how that works because this is the vortex of
Okay.
where I watch
Technology is something, man.
Yeah, it is. Okay. We'll try to make it work from there.
Yeah.
We'll try to make it work.
I want to ask my final question. You mentioned before you take an idea and you copyright it. How do you know when that idea is complete and ready to go? Ready to be copywritten? What?
Well, I copyright the scripts and stuff. The songs, the composers used to do all that, but an idea is most more than never finished in a person's mind. And a lot of times when people feel like their stuff's not finished, they can't write a whole lot of things because they're still stuck on that. But when you write something, you wrote it, and I'm gonna speak a little slower. wrote it during a time in your life when you felt certain things, had certain emotions. So what you write at 22 will be different than what you write at 34. And the difference should be reflected in the time period and in the substantial growth that you make and experience you acquire during the interim period between ages. So instead of, sometimes you've got to have 5 or 6 drafts or something, and that's fine. And you can always tighten it up. But if the beginning, middle, and the end is finished, then it's done. You make changes because this could be better, or that could be better. But a lot of times people become perfectionists and they never get anything going. You can listen to an old Smokey Robinson song, an old Stevie Wonder song, and you can and they're geniuses, and you might decide, I'm going to write 1 or 2 lines. That's why things stand the test of time, whether it was good, bad, or whatever. A creative work is what it is. It can always be better, but it serves a purpose because it was created during a moment in time. And you take the word time, T-I-M-E. It ends with the word me. So you find that in time. You spell time backwards, you get the word emit, what you put out. And you find the word it. So it is the me that you emit during that time.
Wow. Wow.
Deep. Go ahead.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Tony, very impressed, man. Very impressed with all that you have accomplished. You do poetry. Talk to us a little bit about
Yes, I do.
that side of you. Tell us a little bit about where that comes from.
I do what's called acrostic poetry, to where I create a poem and look at the first letter downward, it says something. So I've done over 16,000 acrostic poems, and sometimes they're not acrostic, but on my Facebook, Instagram, and I got 3 Facebook pages and 1 Instagram and Twitter. You can see the poetry, and 90% of the time you can look down and it spells something. So it's all branded. I've done different brands, and I had a greeting card company a few years ago, but it ended up, going the way of the dinosaur. So I just reshare poems, and I had poetry books published. And part of my live show, whenever I go do something live, I can bring a band and a singer and go to each instrument and play what I want. And people will give me 3 words. I would make up on the spot, and the singer would sing it. So I create things spontaneously. That's my bag, baby. Yeah, baby.
Wow.
Alice, baby.
Wow.
Even just to piggyback off that question, I was in the car with my mom, who's in her 70s, and quite often when we're riding in the car, we're listening to music from the 70s, Delphonics, the Whispers. So I'm lucky that as a young person, I was exposed to good music. And I said, Mom, why? I said, y'all was talking about sex back then. I said, but it was done classy. It was the words and the poetry and just the intentionality in just the lyrics was different. I don't know. Why do you think that's different now? I feel like music today is just so vulgar. Like they just come out and say it. Versus back then, just like a little bit more thought was put into it. Like with people like you, like your writing is different.
I have an easy answer to your question. Back then, there was a lot of all these people, and people did not put that on the radio because you didn't go to jail. And you really couldn't sell things. There wasn't that kind of freedom. So we evolved, very evolved. From the 50s, it was the 50s, a little more words came out. 60s, a little more came out, and after the Vietnam War and all the things, in the 70s, revolution comes out and people can say more and get more lenient to the 80s and the 90s. And who knows what they're going to be saying in the next 5 or 6 years,
Here.
you know? So that just comes over time when things loosen up, you know? And the problem with the kids now, they don't have
Tony, you might have to move again.
Uh-huh.
We can't pick up anything
Yeah,
you're saying now.
it's go
getting
every
really
other word. Yeah.
Yeah, we just getting really bad. You might have to move one more time there. Because we want to catch that.
Yeah.
Great
I
question.
also moved. And so now a generation of people who just say what they say, and the women miss out. I'm 60 years old. So, but when I see younger women and they say, you look like Nick Fury, I'll throw a line at them, like a smooth line they've never heard before. And they're like, ooh, like, see,
Tony,
man,
you sound like Roger Troutman right now, man.
Yeah.
You sound like Roger Troutman and Zap.
It's,
You sound just like Roger Troutman, bro. We got to get you where you got to get the signal, man. You got too much good stuff to say.
Yeah.
And we missing a lot of it. You have something? Can you maybe step clear near a window, maybe, or I don't know. I don't even know what. I know you done moved all around the room.
I think that's the problem.
You done hit every corner of the room. Oh, get away from the window.
Let me step away from the window, because that's
okay.
You know. How about now?
Right there,
yeah,
right there. Don't
clear.
move. Don't move. Stop. Put one hand up, one arm up, one leg.
Literally.
One leg, one arm.
Right.
Don't move, bro.
Yeah. Don't turn it off. Unplug it.
Hey, don't move nothing but your lips. Don't move nothing but your lips, bro.
All right. So as time goes on, you know, we get straighter and plainer, and people are used to that. And when you're used to something, you know, it gets what it is. So I like Shakespeare. I like being able to really charm women and really lay it out and touch their, because if you get a woman's mind, then you work your way to the heart, the body, the soul. It's layers that you gotta unpeel to get to what's real. You gotta instill it in a way that's smooth.
I got that.
You got that one. That's nice. There it is. There, we got that one. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you have mentioned, you know, watching that Travis Scott bio. I watched it too, and I was like, it really did open my eyes to just how complex of an artist he actually is. So just like in that theme, what other like artists, like I call it guilty pleasure artists. Like, are you secretly listening to Ariana Grande in your car? Like, what artists would people like not expect that you love?
That's no secret. When Ariana Grande was on the Tonight Show, or was it those shows, and she did her impersonations of Celine Dion and Cher, everybody, I fell in love with her. It was like, oh, she really has talent. So I love her. I like, you know, I can dig everybody. And so for me, I'm figuring ways to use them in shows. My words. When you see my TV stuff, I'm a little foolish to be Shonda Rhimes meets Tyler Perry in a sense that I own my stuff, control everything, but have worked it out with corporate partners to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. So that's really what I'm going after. And to be able to go after the artists, do songs, because for me, and my music people are young, and they kind of know what's happening. My whole thing right now is I'm more into the spiritual thing and really getting people to see what this life is about becoming who you will. And even the word become tells you what life is about. It starts with be, and it ends with me. And it has co, which is the co-person with God, and it has the om, which is the sound of God. So you become the om that enables you to be the me that you are. So showing people how to become. And when I say I'm into words, that's what I mean by words, is finding the hidden meaning that's very clear in the words to show you the word of God is also actually the words themselves. If you really look at it and break it down, and it shows you in a simple way that you're here to become who you are as a collaborative effort with all this. Really, really simple.
Wow.
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 That was
That was great.
That's huge.
that was really great. That was
Huge.
really great. Very well put. You're in the words and meanings behind the words. That's interesting because that definitely gives us insight on why you're so deep in your poetry and how you've written for so many people. Talk to us a little bit about the advice that you may give today to young writers and producers that are trying to make it in this music game.
That's easy. I have no advice almost, because sometimes when you have advice, it's based on your own experience, and everybody's experience is different. And people can take your advice and it can so not be for you. Each person, because the music business is not what it was anymore. It's a whole new way. And really it's about getting followers and getting a fan base. And then the labels say, we want you now. It's really to do what works and what resonates with your spirit, what resonates with who you are. Life is about being in alignment. And what we used to say as fake it till you make it, and what we used to say as, feel like it, that's actually spiritually based. It's the same as being in alignment. In other words, when you think you're going to make $1 million, you don't actually always have to go out and bust your ass every day to make that $1 million. You do have to do things, but if you feel it and you could see it and you're in alignment with it, people will come, the right opportunities will come, because you're in alignment with what it is you're going to be. And life is about, and we used to say in the old days, it was get your ducks lined up in a row. Well, get your ducks lined up in the row means the same thing as putting it in alignment. All the things our grandparents taught us are the same things we use today in spirituality, but it's just a different time. We're in a Twitter and in a different time that our spirituality has to match our science. So I tell the young people, just be in alignment to what it is you want to become. If you see yourself, like if you look at Kanye West, or you look at Donald Trump, or you look at anybody who's ever been successful, nobody could tell them that they wouldn't be, because they were in alignment with their purpose. And it works whether you want to do evil or whether you want to do good, or whether you want to go blow up people or you want to get people wisdom. When you're in alignment with what will become, the attraction kind of works both ways. So I talk about that to people more so than I may say what I experienced, but it's really about what you will experience, what you will take from it, and just knowing that you're evolving to become who you are. And the word evolve is beautiful because it's love.
Wow. Hey, Tony, what do you? Go ahead. What do you?
And the other word was it's. Go ahead. What do you
contribute to your longevity? You've been around for 4 decades. What do you contribute to that?
That is the answer, my brother. Longevity is you've been around. Longevity is you're still here when everything else is gone. That is the definition of longevity, defines itself by what you just said. Because there's no guarantee you're not going to walk out and get hit by a bus, so something's going to happen. Longevity is simply still being here.
Yeah. Gotcha.
You contribute that till I'm still here and being grateful. So what stands the test of time is the ones that still standing.
Yeah,
So
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
You're right. You're right.
Can you-
Go ahead.
longevity,
No.
I'm not gonna worry about it now. Look, I've already been to the mountaintop. You know,
Yeah.
Nice,
it's
nice,
just,
nice.
and my thoughts and prayers that I'm still around. I ain't trying to be nowhere else but here.
Me either.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got things to do. So as long as you thought you got things to do, you have a reason to be.
Wow, wow. Now you write children's books also? Is it,
Yeah, I've written 34 for Warner Brothers. I wrote and produced for Pinky and the Brain, the Animaniacs, the Looney Tunes. So I did 34 children's books based on the Warner Brothers characters and 14 audio books and art and records and things based on Pinky and the Brain, the Animaniacs, Space Jam, Barbie, Flintstones Motown Christmas for Hanna-Barbera and Motown. So I did a lot of that in the
Wow.
90s.
wow, wow.
Tony, such a resume, man. What I mean,
Wow,
you,
yeah.
you just mentioned a minute ago about you got things to do. What are those things you have to do?
That's what I've been talking about, man.
Hey, I know there's something
All
else
of
there. There's more there. There's more there, Tony.
There's a whole lot more. And if I told you at this juncture, you would think I'm crazy, but I'll tell you a little bit. The word touch, Touch, is a beautiful word. Because you know what it means when you break it down? To ouch you. Take the T off, you get ouch. Put the T back, you get to ouch you. So I'm here to touch you and ouch you, to make you feel the pain, make you feel, because creativity is best served and best created when you're in pain. Because most of the world, 99% of the world is in pain. And if you put happy stories on and glad stories on, people don't resonate with with the happiness that they feel. So you reach them through their pain. You don't necessarily give them an answer, but you give them a question. And the word question is simply a quest that I am on. So I'm all about the touch, which is to out you, and the question, which is the quest that I am on as a writer. Because I've learned that they don't kill you when you write. If Malcolm X only wrote books, he'd be alive today. Salman Rushdie is still alive.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You know, Dr. King, Gandhi, all the great people who are nonfiction die, they get killed. But the writers, they get to live a long life. You could be Tolstoy, and you'll live to be old. So through the auspices and under the guise of nonfiction and television and movies, I could tell these stories that if I was what you would call an activist, a politician, or a rebel, or Black Lives Matter, or anything where you do it and you stand out there boldly, not a character, they kill you. They even killed Jesus, but he was smart. He got up the third day and got on about his business. So I don't know if I'll be able to get up 3 days later and ascend into heaven. You know, I've already begun. But as a writer, you can do wonders.
Mm. I often work with young people like in a mentorship role, and they have all of these gifts, right? So I call you I consider you what I call mega gifted, right? You've done movies, just all these different arts, but sometimes people have so many talents, they don't know what to work on now. So how do you know, like, obviously your career has been a journey of different things. You've written books, and I've seen that you've worked with Japanese artists, and it was a journey though. But sometimes people, especially young people, they're always like, I have all this inside me and I want to do all these things, but I don't know what to work on now. how do you focus what to
Good,
work
good
on
question.
now and what to
Yeah,
work on later,
good.
or like how do people I guess what advice would you give to a young person that just has all these gifts but they don't know what to start, where to start?
Easy answer. At first, you do all of them, but then when one area starts to take off, like then you actually do that area because that's where you make a living and that's where you are while you're still working on the others. Then you evolve to what I call discipline. It's like when I'm writing a book, I'm focused on the book till I get there. And if all these ideas come and I write them down and I talk to them, I'm saying, I'm gonna get to you when I finish this book. And it's like they tease me. They're like, I want you to write me now. I want you to work, get off that book. I'm like, no, I finished the book. And you learn to discipline yourself and you treat it like, it's almost like you get ready to go out with Halle Berry, but now Regina King wanted to date you too. And you're like, well, I love you and everything, but if I break up with Halle, then I'm ready for you after that, right? And it's also like you got to do what you got to be faithful with this thing that you're in,
Yeah.
and then you get to the next one. So writers, and it's a tough thing, but you learn to discipline yourself. And even the word discipline is a great word because the word discipline, what's the last four letters of discipline? Line, Line. So you start as a disciple, you play it out, and you toe the line. And even discipline of itself is you lined up to get to where you're going.
Mm.
Man, that is beautiful, man.
Tough to get
Wow.
to, but you get there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Tony, one thing it's in my mind, and as we begin to wrap this up, because you're very, very, very deep, very gifted individual. How do artists and people find out who you are? And just thank you, sweetheart. Get in touch with you. How do they find you? Because you seem to be really one who is in deep thought, which is a good thing, reflective, and you're gifted in your writing and in the different areas of the arts. But if I'm an artist, how do they find you? How does someone say, how do I get to Tony?
The question is, that is the question. One finds the profound by seeking it out. And then the word seek, you find seek. And all you got to do is Google Tony Haynes and it pops up. I'm not hard to find. It's just that I haven't really wanted to be found. Because it's like, that's why I stayed behind the scenes. People who know me. And even doing this interview, you guys talking to Andre, he's aware that I've not wanted to be found, but now it's time to be found because it's time for me to do what I came to do before I, transform into a being of light and am no longer a physical entity, which is all of these shows and books and everything. So you guys actually, and I'm grateful, I want to thank you for letting me come on today, are part of the platform because I am now going to start coming out because you'll see in the next few months as I made about all these shows. And my shows are different colors, different people, different kinds. My musicals are black music that's twisted into a single story where you would think that whole catalog was the story that we're doing. And my novels are spiritual science fiction. So it's now time to do that. So I've got stuff out there. It's just that a lot of times, people don't gravitate to it unless you're doing something kind of silly or kind of stupid or kind of TikTokish, but then it only lasts for a little bit because people aren't ready to be serious. And a lot of times I tell jokes and I say things funny because my wife taught me the word esoteric, because when I was 22, he said, my brother, you dig, it's got to be esoteric dig. So because people ain't going to always see it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to see it And those who meant it will see it. That's why we do things esoterically. And Earth, Wind, and Fire work in sound. That's why they do way, the day, the light, the night. Those are high vibrational sounds. So you get into a fifth dimensional level that you can evolve into higher consciousness and still be in the physical. So it's creating things that have sounds, that those sounds, as I would say, sound another place in time. We're in a spinning top. Where will it stop?
Yeah,
What am I
yeah.
to say?
Yeah.
You know, so I write that way in scripts and stories and songs that you see it on one level, but then you see it on the other. Take the word believe. When I say believe, it blew my mind. It's RBE, and it starts with BE, where you can be what you believe. And in the word believe, you find the word lie, evil, vile, veil. So in believe, you believe a lie. You can get behind the veil. You can find something vile. And in the word believe, you find you can be the veil, you can be the vile, you find the evil, you can live a lie. And it's all based on what you believe. And what you believe is what you will be. And that's what I'm talking about people don't do what's in front of them. The word is right there. When you dissect the word, break it down and see the words within the words and make the word, that shows you shit going on that's super powerful that we miss. And that's why the word sword, SWORD, when they say words are mightier than a sword, that's called the word sword. SWORD, you move the S, you get the word words. And that's why words cut like a knife, because they're sword. It's right there. And people miss what's right in front of them.
Wow. Tony, thank you so much. This has been an honor.
Wow.
I want to end this show with a couple of questions I want to just kind of throw at you. I want you to name me 3 movies that you feel that are important to see. 3 books you feel it's important to read.
Got my pen ready.
Oh,
Me too.
I'm gonna have to walk over. Over here and look in the library. Reginald Lewis, Watch Your White Guys Have All the Fun, which Ms. Lewis signed over to me. She signed that to me herself. That's one of them. Anything you get on the Law of Attraction, and anything by Pastor Hicks and Abraham Hicks, any video you could see when you're ready for it, those things that really open you up to everything comes from Think and Grow Rich, which was Napoleon Hill, all this consciousness, all of this new age again. So anything in that area, you're not gonna like my movie suggestions, though. I'll just tell you now.
Give me 3 movies.
Austin
Give me 3
Powers,
movies,
1.
Tony.
Austin Powers 1 and 3.
Austin Powers.
1, 2, and yes. And in fact, let me just stand in.
Okay. Wow. You got Austin Powers in the living room, Tony?
Wow.
I got him in my office. Yeah, baby. And I'm gonna tell you why.
I see it.
Because he wouldn't shag a woman if he was drunk. He was loyal to his friends. He was chosen, but he called out. It's funny, and you could. If I meet a woman and she don't like Austin Powers, I know she's not for me.
Wow.
It makes you laugh. It has the one-liners. It's irreverent. It's like he doesn't take much of himself. He's like, it wasn't me, baby.
That's good.
It's like you will laugh. And sometimes and the word, it's funny, the word slaughter, SL, when you kill somebody, you take the S off of slaughter, you get laughter. And that's kind of crazy. You put the word funeral, the first 3 letters are fun. So also at the end, have all these different people seeing all this different stuff. It's just like one of those crazy ass movies that when you just get the end of it, you can find yourself into the silliness of it and the layers of it. You will just laugh, and laughter brings endorphins and it's high vibrational.
Yes, it does.
So I like laughing. So and when you laugh, you could tap into your imagination even more. The first scripture in the Bible is in the beginning. What did God do? He created. And so we're in the image of God, which is we're actually in imagination because he used his talent to create. So the image of God, it's your imagination to create, because what he did was create. So whether it's a song or book or business or house or a campaign, you are creating, and that is God's image itself. It's not a physical image. It's not it's metaphysical, and I never metaphysical I did not like. So it's really imagination. So that's why I picked three movies that you like, that you laugh at. That will get you to where you're going.
Well, what was the last two movies? I got Austin Powers. What's the other
Austin
two?
Powers 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2,
Oh, 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. Wow.
Okay, all right. I missed it. All right, I got you.
and then I'll throw Shawshank Redemption in.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Yeah.
That's in my top 5.
Yeah.
Give me one more. Give me one more.
Yep.
And then I'll throw in it's so many. That's all I do, man. You know, all I do. Oh.
What about, because it's Valentine's weekend? What about your favorite love song?
Well, I watch my favorite love song.
Or top
Drifting on them.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Better believe it.
But I'm actually going to quote my own song. That's a song that I wrote with Lainey Stewart and Shantae Moore that she sings with Keith Washington.
Oh, that's my favorite song of yours. Yes.
I wrote that, so I'm going to say that's my Valentine's song.
Yes.
Nice.
Amazing song.
Say the song
That
one more time.
is
What's
my-
the song one more time?
Candlelight in You, co-written by me and Shantae Moore, sang by Shantae Moore and Keith Washington, from her album from the movie. What was the movie?
I forget what movie. I know the song though.
Movies. I'm old now.
In a movie.
Oh yeah. House Party 2. House Party 2.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I love things from House Party 2. Well, I'm gonna say the other movies White Man Can't Jump.
1991.
White Man Can't Jump, the other movie, only because I wrote a song that we did on Go West called Never Let Them See You Sweat. So I figured I'd do selfless promotion.
Nice. Tony, this has been a pleasure. Go ahead.
Man, you guys got to have me come back when it's not windy.
You know what?
We have to, man.
We
Yeah.
have to. We definitely bringing you back.
Oh, we got to have you back. Yeah.
We got to work this out between either you and I or Andre. We're gonna work this out so we can get you back on here maybe in like the next week or two, if we can.
Cool.
And we'll try to work out the schedule maybe during the week and record it so we can air it maybe at a later date. But we definitely want you back on.
Yeah, I love what you're doing, and I'm grateful. And I thank you for the opportunity, and you guys to put up with me for a few minutes.
Oh man, it's all ours. It's an honor, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for your wisdom.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna tell me if you see these papers. This is my all of my script, my novels, my scripts.
Holy
like
moly.
54 scripts, 9 musicals, my animation, all the stuff. All the stuff that I've done the last 8 years to compile along with the business plan and the financials and putting together money and everything to come out. Like, so I've even bought stock in the companies I want to go to, so I could own pieces of them. So it makes it a little bit easier.
Mm,
Wow.
yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you never stop working then, right?
Yeah, man. It's like the thing is about quality. I don't watch sports. I play anything. The whole thing is I create. And my hobby is the stock market, you know, it's buying, you know, spend, even if you only buy one share, you know, you can spend $20 to buy a share of stock, it turns into $50 as if spending $20 to go to lunch. So it's like building up something that you could leverage to be able to make deals with your bankers to build your studio. So I'm at that point in my life where I don't have to have a Rolls Royce. Like the old days, I had a Rolls Royce, I was renting a place with 5 Rolls. So it was like, now you're renting, but you got a Rolls. It was all perception for people. So now it's really about taking care of the business, building wealth, to use your wealth, money, and your wealth to give people what they need. And but owning it, you know.
Wow.
So
Great.
and it's easier to do that under the radar. And I've already seen much and said that. So,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Very
Absolutely.
true. Yeah.
Absolutely.
and radar spelled backwards is what? You want to stay under the radar, but radar spells back works either way. So it's not even staying under the radar, it's damn self. You can sort of think back and forth. So it makes radar an oxymoron.
Wow.
Yeah. Tony, we gotta have you back, man.
We gotta have you back.
Brother.
Gotta have you back.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it because I mean, there was so much said here, and it's gonna. I know what the important thing is. This show is gonna make people have to listen because of the sound issue.
One more thing.
They're gonna have to focus.
I'm gonna leave you on the word listen. One of my favorite words, because in the word listen, you move the letters around. You start.
We didn't get it.
Yeah, we couldn't get it up. Make it out.
The word listen, Listen, also spells the word Silent. Silent and listen are the same letters.
Wow.
Wow.
I can get off on words, so I didn't want you to miss that one. Silent and listen are comprised.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
That's beautiful. We're gonna end it right there, Tony.
So from this day forward, you always breaking words down. I want other words than watch them. It's gonna mess you up this day forward. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we're gonna end it on that note.
Yeah.
We're having some audio problems on your end, but we're gonna get it right and we're gonna have you back on.
Yeah.
Tony, much love, brother. Much love.
Thank you. It was an honor.
Absolutely.
Mucho más para usted. Gracias. Todo está bien. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Speak it in tongues. Come French.
All right.
Tengo un buen día.
Yes.
Igualmente, Sarita. Gracias para ti. And the best for you and your campaign.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Igualmente.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I hope you really enjoyed the show.
Man, I hope you got something out of this, man. Wow.
But we'll get it right. We're gonna have him right back on again so that you can get every bit of it. Cedric, and first of all, thank you, Gabrielle.
Yep. Thank you, Gabby. Yep.
It's an honor to have you as our guest today.
And please get out and vote, everybody.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Go vote Torina.
Thank you guys for having me, and just congratulations on the show. Continue to have these amazing guests, and just looking forward to you guys growing your audience and just getting more amazing guests every week.
Thank you.
Sharing
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, that's all I got, Cedric.
Peace out, yeah.
I'm out of here, baby.
Peace out.
Later.
Thank you guys.